I think teaching is a very personal experience that is very hard to replicate. You can look at how other people do it, but how you do it yourself has to come from within you, and that cannot be, that has to be your own, come from your own uniqueness. The awards, by the way, I think one of the things, not all these awards are going to the people from our most elite high schools. If you look through the list, it's not the science and engineering schools like, there is one winner from Bronx Science, but you're talking about Brooklyn Tech or Stuyvesant. 6 of the 7 are coming from schools which don't have as their major focus science and math. And so I think that is something that says also quite a bit. And finally, I want to say, come back to something that Harold Varmus said a few minutes ago, but I'm going to say it in a little different way, and it's really the issue of diversity. This country has changed dramatically since I was a student. I went to the oldest engineering school in the United States. I was one, there were 870 students, and could you believe it, there was only one woman in our graduating class of 870. 25 years ago, when I was teaching already at City College, we had 120 faculty, and we only had 1 woman engineering faculty, none, no engineering women faculty, and I was the student advisor for students for the Society of Women Engineers. Well, things have changed drastically. If you look what our country is like right now, you will see that about roughly 1/3 of all our students between the ages of 18 and 24 are underrepresented minorities. If you look to see what happens to these students, only about 12% are represented in Bachelor of Science or Engineering degrees, and if you go to the PhD level, it's more like 2 or 3%. What a waste of talent. And the same thing is true when you look even for women. Women are going now into science and engineering in far greater numbers, especially in my field, biomedical engineering. But as far as I am aware, we are the only department of science and engineering in the United States where half the tenure-track faculty are female and underrepresented minorities. Now that says an awful lot. So this country has to change. I think many of our youth are being robbed of their possibility of success, and I think it does start right here in our school system, and I believe that the winners up here today are the kind of inspiration that will inspire many. I see many of their students are here in the auditorium. Maybe it'll make you think about being teachers yourselves. I mean, it's really a fantastic fulfillment of a career to work with other young people. So without further ado, are we going to show a video first now, or do I introduce the...
We're going to show a video, and we're going to say, can I just share this with you?
Yes.
You stand right here. We're going to say 2 things. This is the award. It comes in 2 parts. There's a check of $5,000 for each winner, and that will be presented tonight. And then next Thursday and Friday, and then next Thursday and Friday, several of us will come to each of your schools and participate in a celebratory assembly. And at that assembly, each school will get a check for $2,500 to further its science and math department. So the way this works, and we had to figure it out, this is what I'd like to do. The first award is going to go, and hold the applause for just a moment, is going to go to an earth science and physics teacher at John Dewey High School, and I'd like to recognize the principal and the assistant principal of John Dewey, if you'd stand up, Barry Free and Honora Dash. And now we will see a little video about our first winner.
I love the sciences. I live the sciences every day. It's a part of my being. It is something that is inseparable from my personality. And I continue to learn something new every single day. There's so much to learn, and there's so much joy in the process of learning and finding new things out.
Michael is creative. Michael is passionate. Michael is devoted, dedicated. He has a zest for his subject and for his students.
He teaches his students and encourages his students a love of learning. And he also gives them a sense of responsibility, that the learning is their responsibility, and he guides them along the way. He challenges his students, but he makes learning fun. I've been upstairs near his room where his students are on the ground measuring, or they're in the staircase running up and down the stairs, and then they go back to the classroom and they form their hypotheses and they come to their conclusions, and it's all about the learning, and he gives them the gift of learning the subject themselves.
My initial interest in geology actually began at the age of 7, when my godmother bestowed upon me a mineral collection. And I happen to remember that each of the specimens that were in this nice wooden box, each in its own unique position, was so uniquely different, but so uniquely beautiful. Their singularity, the regularity, the uniqueness of each piece, the pure aesthetics just put the hook in me. And I think also seeing how the specimens were ordered and placed, I think met a deeper need in me to find order in a world, I believe, in the eyes of a child that was ordinarily chaotic. And from there, it was the first step in the journey that has led me to where I am today. I guess if I was to perhaps identify with a single figure whom I would like to be remembered, it would be Santa Claus. Not for the obvious reasons, but more for the fact that I brought joy to them. I brought them not only what they wanted, but I was also to give them something that they needed. And it was something that they would always have with them forever. And they would always think of in a good way.
I wish to extend my sincerest gratitude to the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation for its generous sponsorship of the Excellence in Teaching Science and Mathematics Awards program. I also wish to thank Mary McCormick, President of the Fund for the City of New York, for her tireless professionalism and foresight as a logistical linchpin who fastened all of the diverse participants and complex plans into this smooth and seamless success. I am a very fortunate man. Few people can claim a life as personally and professionally satisfying as that which I have spent in the service of the children of the City of New York. It is a life that is the logical consequence of a youth forged in the disciplined crucible of science and mathematics, while gently cradled in the loving hands of the humanities. I am an academician. There isn't a time when my dreams of a life as an academician ever faltered. The accomplishments for which I am honored today represent a synoptic view of a life committed to the furtherance of science, the acquisition of knowledge, the pursuit of wisdom, the nurturing of the soul, the love and well-being of my family, and the growth, happiness, and future prosperity of my students. I am also a very selfish man. I cannot imagine myself doing anything else. I have the best job, with the best colleagues, in the best high school, in the